Wayne Reads is back for some more Lord Brocktree. Let's jump in. Chapter 9. It was sometime in the late evening when Fleetscott collapsed. A combination of overwhelming fatigue, thirst, and hours of strong sunlight, together with the fact that the old hare had run without stopping for almost 2 days, brought him down. Head hanging, paws dragging, he tottered about the open flatlands like a beast driven crazy. He did not realize he had fallen at first. Fleetscott lay on the ground, the tongue hanging dry from his mouth, footpaws still moving in running action, kicking up small dust clouds. In his delirium, he squinted at a rock, imagining it was Lord Stonepaw gazing sternly at him. "Sire, there aren't a hare nowheres to be found," he croaked feebly. "I tried. I did my best for you, but alas, Lord, the young hares are gone from the land." Fleetscott's eyes glazed over, and he fell back senseless. From a rocky outcrop, a crow had been watching the old hare waiting. Now it flew forward, cautiously at first, using rocks as cover. On reaching the falling hare, it pecked lightly at his ear. He did not stir. Emboldened by this, the crow swaggered and strutted around Fleetscott, weighing up his prey. At the very moment the crow decided to start pecking at the hare's eyes, a sling stone knocked the talons from under it. Squawking angrily, the hefty bird took awkwardly into the air and flapped off, sent on its way by another stone, narrowly missing its wingtip. The young squirrel Bedtime and 5 companions hurried to Fleetscott's side and ministered to him. Just drip the water on his tongue, not too fast. Poor fool, Juka said he'd not get far. Look at his paws. Aye, they're torn badly. Hast any herbs in thy bag, Ruo? The squirrel Ruo emptied out the bag. Sinicle, dock leaves, and moss. Here, let me attend to him. Pouring water on the ingredients, she made compresses. He be lucky Juka sent us after him. Bedtime, can thee make up a stretcher? Bedtime set about removing his tunic. He slotted 2 spears down the sleeves, calling out to the youngest of the party, "Grood, I'll need thy tunic. Give it here." Reluctantly, Grood removed the garment. Bedtime eyed him fiercely. "Watch thy tongue, young'un, or thine ears will be bopped twice. Once by me, and once by Juka's sling." Moonlight shafted pale through the pines. A small fire encased within a rock oven sent out by a welcome ruddy glow. Fleetscott became aware of creatures hovering over him. Squirrels. One of them called out softly, "Ye be right, Juka. He lives." Juka the sling tough features hove into view. Most creatures of long seasons would be dead after putting themselves through such a trial. Fleetscott's tongue moistened his lips. His voice, when it came, sounding cracked and hoarse. "When I go, it'll be with a weapon in thy paw fightin'. Till then, I'll just hang on about and annoy you, my friend." Juka chuckled. "What's that they say on yon mountain? Thou art a perilous creature. Rest now, Long Ears. Drink some soup and sleep. We'll talk tomorrow." Rest was the last thought in Fleetscott's mind. But no sooner had he drunk half a beaker of mushroom soup than the vessel slipped from his paws and he went into a deep slumber. Morning and noontide came and passed. It was evening when Fleetscott wakened. "How do thy paws feel? Sore, I'll wager." The old hare struggled into a sitting position, allowing Ruo to change the dressings. "Just bandage them tight so I can run on them arm." Ruo shook her head at the defiant old hare. "Nay, thou art rowing nowhere. Juka's sling would have words with thee. Rest, it needs something." Fleetscott tried to get up onto his paws, but collapsed, wincing from the pain. Bedtime brought food and placed it before the hare. "She'll be back by dark of night. You must wait. Juka will have news of thy mountain. What has taken place there? Come, be not foolish. You must eat to live." Fleetscott picked up a potato and hazelnut pasty. "So be it, old lad. But 'tis you who are foolish, inviting a hare to eat. Is that a carrot flying I see?" When he had satisfied his hunger and thirst, Fleetscott lay back and fell into a doze. Bedtime sat wide-eyed. "Stewith, did you ever see a creature eat like that in all thy born days?" Ruo removed the empty platter, shaking her head. "And still be skinny as a willow withe. Would that I could pack away the victuals like that and stay lean as he." Midnight had long gone when Juka the sling arrived back at the pines. She sat panting and sipping at a flask of elberry wine. "Our hare sleeps yet, eh?" Ruo fed the fire with a dead pine log. He wakened earlier, ate like a mad beast, and fell asleep again. Shall I wake him? The squirrel leader put aside her wine. "Nay, let him sleep on. There's not but bad news to hear when he wakens." The mountain the Salamandashman has fallen then? Juka warmed her paws by the fire. A chill breeze was blowing in from the seas. Aye, 'tis conquered by the blue ones. I could not get too near, but I saw from a distance some vermin scaling the slopes. They carried large new banners to put up there. "'Tis a sad day for the western coast, Ruo." Beetle crouched nearby, preparing Juka's meal. "Mayhap we should have helped the old one, Juka. Thou art a fool if that's what ye think, Beetle. We'd be naught but slain carcasses, rolling in on the tide shallows now. Had we gone up against such a force, yon badge lord and his hares were brave, mad beasts. They did what they had to, but 'twas a foregone conclusion." Spots of rain had found their way in through the pine canopy, roused Fleetscott in the dawn hour. Juka was awake also, sitting and watching him, cloaked in a blanket. Turning her back back to the old hare. She raked ash from the fire embers and brought it to a crackling fire by feeding broken pine branches onto the rock oven. Fleetscut's voice hit her like a whip. "Tell me what's happened at my mountain. Speak." Juka did not turn, but she gave him his answer. By the time the entire squirrel camp was up and about, Fleetscut had hauled himself upright and stood supporting himself against a pine tree, a plate of food lying by his footpaw untouched. Juka still watching him. There was not any beast could have done. "Come now, eat. I hear tell that are a beast with a great appetite." A kick from the hare's footpaw sent the plate flying. His eyes were like stone, his voice dripping contempt. "I don't eat with cowards." Juka sprang up, a loaded sling automatically in her paw. No beast calls Juka the Sling a coward. The old hare tore his tunic open, exposing his scrawny chest. "Then kill me, Juka. Go on, kill me. One old hare shouldn't be too difficult for a warrior like you, Wat. Slay me and see how long your band can hide out in these pine groves until Ungrutchun's blue horse find you all. Then you'd wish you'd help to fight against him and save Solomon Dastron." Thark! Juka's slingshot clipped off a branch a hair's breadth from Fleetscut's head and whirled off among the trees. The squirrel stood before him, her wild eyes blazing. "Any other beast would have been dead by now, hare. But I'll prove to thee that me and mine aren't cowards. We'll go with thee on thy search, and carry if you needs be. I'll help you build an army, hares, or any creature crazy enough to go against the hordes in yonder mountain. Then we'll fight them. Us for the taking of weapons, which we value so highly, and thou for thy vengeance on the foes who slew thy brothers. I, Juka the Sling, do not do this out of comradeship for ye. War is a business. I do it for profit. For all the weapons my tribe may plunder if victory is ours." Hare and squirrel stood face to face, their wrathful eyes searing one another. Fleetscut curled his lips scornfully. "Do it for whatever reason you like, Brushtail. But do it." Juka was trembling all over with rage. "Oh ho, I'll do it. Never fret about that, long ears," she growled. "Once Juka the Sling gives her word, thou canst stake thy life on it." Fleetscut turned his back on the squirrel and began hobbling off, calling back over his shoulder. "Well, you won't get done by standing there making rounds of blooming speeches all day. Actions speak louder than words, don't you know?" In total, Juka's tribe numbered 50 able-bodied creatures and a dozen who were either too young or too old to serve their purpose. She left 8 of the warriors with these 12. And the other 43, counting herself, were ready to march within the hour, each of them armed and provisioned. Ro caught up with Fleetscut, who was limping ahead near the pine grove's edge. "Hold up, friend. My tribe will be with thee shortly. Here, take these, to make going easier." Fleetscut allowed her to loop a small bag over his shoulder. Then he took the short, thick-handled spear and hefted it. The weapon had a sharp, double-edged blade, shaped like a gray willow leaf, with a croftree where it joined the shaft. Strange spear, Walt. Wouldn't be very accurate to throw. Rations in his bag, suppose. Though by the feel of it, there's more than a couple of days' supply. Rose showed him the spear, which was the same type as his. Useful things, these. Juka designed them for close combat, not throwing. See, the blade is as good as a sword, and the crosstree can ward off blade thrusts, and the thick shaft makes it a fine club. Our food is good for long treks. 'Tis made of dried fruit and berries, stuffed into a farl of oat and rye bread, which has been well soaked in honey. Our creature can march all day on just a few mouthfuls, providing there's water to drink. Here come the others now. Lean down on thy spear, Fleetscut. Grasp the cross to help, but keep thy paw clear of the blade. Makes for a good walking stick, eh? The old hare was forced to agree. The going was much easier with the spear to aid him. Juka strode by them in a high bad humor, remarking to Rue as she passed, "Tell me if the Ancient One falls behind. We can carry him trussed on a long spike like a carcass." Fleetscut's voice rang out after her. "You've got a good fast stride there, Marm. Strap me, bet you have. Must be with having to retreat from all your foes. Well, this dude's gonna get himself and everyone lost." Juka kept marching, but her ears and tail shot up rigid with anger at the insult. Rooker shook her head sadly. "Do not provoke Juka the Sling over much, my friend. She has never been bested in a fight. No matter how much thou thinkest she has wronged thee, remember, she was only doing what was best for the tribe. I would have done the same thing in her place." Fleetscut had come to like Ruhr a lot, so he did not argue with her, but changed the subject. "I wonder where she's taking us." His friend pointed to the northeast. "To the Rockwood. We should be there by nightfall, methinks. Juka will want words with Udara Groundslay." "And who in the name of O Seasons is Udara Groundslay?" Ruhr quickened her pace as the other squirrels went by. "Enough talk now, friend. We're starting to lag behind. Save thy breath for traveling, or mayhaps Juka will carry out her threat and have thee slung on a pike." Fleetscut stumped along on his makeshift stick. If she ever tries it, she'll find out the term perilous hare really means. Juka marched them ruthlessly all throughout the day, taking it out on Fleetscut for his ill-chosen remarks to her. Out of the flatlands, there was no water. The sun beat down without respite, and not a breeze stirred the brownish scrub grass, which would have been withered before the advent of summer. Grasshoppers chirped dryly. Larks could be heard overhead. Like the squirrels, the old hare sucked on a flat pebble to retain the moisture in his mouth. His paw ached abdominally from holding and leaning on the metal crosstree of the spear, even though he had tried to cushion it with clumps of grass. Juka remained silent and angry, but her tribe sang a marching song to keep up their spirits. The old hare had never heard the tune before, so he too kept quiet as they tramped wearily across the scorched acres on the open land. Though like any old soldier, he kept pace with the beat. Down goes the paw and up rises dust. Keep thy courage, hold thy trust. Come to our journey's end we must, marching the high road together. Tramp, 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 can we make camp? Not whilst there's lights, not till tonight. 1, 2, 1, 2, beneath a sky o' blue. Sing out, comrades, tramp, tramp, tramp. On goes the trail, forevermore, weary of limb and sore of paw. Keep on moving, that's our law, marching the high road together. Tramp, 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 can we make camp? I'll tell you when, don't stop till then. 1, 2, 1, 2. Daylight hours growing few. Sing out, comrades, tramp, tramp, tramp. In the late afternoon, Fleetscut stumbled and fell. Before any beast had noticed, Rural heaved him up and set him back on his stick and supported his other side. The old hare gritted his teeth as he stumbled onward at the rear of the tribe. How far is it now, Rural? She indicated with a nod of her head. Yonder, see? There's the rockwood. We made good time. Methinks we'll be there before evening. Can you carry on, friend? 'Twould not hurt to take a rest now that rockwood would be in sight. Fleetscut wiped dust from his eyes with a free paw. If a squirrel can do it, I'm sure Salamandastran hare can. I'll blink and well make it. Miguel, just you watch. Rockwood turned out to be a huge stone outcrop, dotted with gnarled trees and stunted bush. Bedaddle had been sent ahead to scout it out, and he came dog-trotting back to report as the tribe arrived at his base. I spotted Undara, but he vanished mid the shrubbery. Good news though, the little lake hasn't dried up. Plenty of water there. Juka held up a paw for order as a ragged cheer went up. Hearken all ye. We be in the domain of Undara Groundslay. Give no offense, mind thy manners. That goes for thee too, Long Ears. Wait you all here till I return. She scrambled up into some rocks and was lost from sight amid the foliage. Fleetscut sat down with the tribe, glad of some rest, but still very curious. So then, Rural, who is this Undara Groundslay? Tell me. The squirrel lay back, shading both eyes with her tail. You'll find out soon enough, friend. Juka returned after a short while. Undara will see us after sundown. Ye may drink of his water, but do not swim in it, nor wash. I will deal with any beast that does. There be small apples and pears on some of the trees. Take only the high ones, leave those in the lower branches. Ye will do what I say, understand? A weary rumble of assent came across the squirrels. As they moved off to the rocks, Grood could be heard muttering under his breath. Juka caught the youngster by the ear and tweaked it, none too gently. I heard that mouthful you came out with, wretch. See the strip of bark? I'll gag you with it if I hear one more word from you while we're guests upon Rockwood. Fleetscut patted his stomach. It made a swiggling noise from the cool, sweet water he'd drunk from the little shaded pool. He gnawed upon a pear, which felt as hard as rock surrounding him, and lay still while Rural changed his bandages. The good squirrel soaked dock leaves, sanicle, and rock moss in water, and pounded them into a soothing poultice, before applying them to the old hare's footpaws. Fleetscut sighed. My thanks, friend. Do you know my paws are starting to feel wonderful? Well, I feel like a young leveret again. Rural put the final touches to her dressings. Then rest thee and try not to go dashing about. 'Twould ruin my work. Lay upon the shade here where it's cool. Fleetscut did as she instructed. He took a few bites from the heavy soaked farl of trekking bread, a couple more swigs of water to counteract the sticky sweetness, and lay back. All around him, others were doing likewise. Some distance away, he glimpsed Juka, sitting alone and waiting for evening shades to fall. That would be when her mysterious host might put in an appearance. Fleetscut dozed, wondering what sort of creature Undara Groundslay would turn out to be. Well, that was an amazing adventure. Always remember to like and subscribe for more amazing readings.